Hello. Did we make it? Is we here? Are we on? Anybody type something. It's been a hot minute since we've done a live stream. Juiced. Of course you're first. All right. Everything look good? Fine and dandy? All right. Let me know if something looks off, all right? It's been a minute, like I just said. So if you're watching this in the future, you might want to fast forward a second. We'll kind of wait until we have 4 people. Right to it. Harmony 1, go. Well, we got 2 Harmony people in here, so. All right, let me try to minimize this window. Nope. All right, we'll do it live. Okay. So we're starting off with Harmony. Well, I guess I got to keep this up, don't I? Bear with me. It's been a minute. All right, there we go. That should help me. All right, back to the charts. All right, I can see you now. Everything good? Hello, everybody. All the old G's are here. Shanika, Juiced, Brian, recognize all you guys. Yawn, I remember you from back. Thank you for joining. Meso. All right, let's get started. All right, so what are we going with? Harmony first? That was the first request, so we might as well do it. All right, let's go to 1. Even though we just did a video yesterday, still got my crayon drawings. All right, what do we need to know? Well, we need to keep breaking this, plain and simple. We've broken our previous all-time high, or local high, right? Local top here. All we have to do is break that again. We want to continue the uptrend. You don't want to break, trends. And how do you know if you're breaking? Is if you're making new lows or lower lows or higher highs. So if you're in an uptrend, you want to keep making higher highs. If you know you're on the rocks, if you're going to start, if you're breaking down and you're getting lower lows, then you're a potential for the downside. Okay. So if you have any questions specifically about a coin, feel free. Otherwise, I'm just going to talk about the market structure of it. With one from my video yesterday, if we break 22 cents, the sky's the limit, right? This is a nice structure. Look at the bull here. So we have like a lid line up here, right? So you can imagine. Here's your movement. We've broken it. Maybe come back and test. If we get back above this and you see us on a weekly scale for 1 breaking up above here, it could get out of hand, right? Look at the similar formation here. Look at this. See that? See this? So when you get up here, it's not enough to have a wick. You want to close the candle above here. Now, unfortunately, like I said yesterday, sometimes you get candles like this, and if you wait for that to close, you're missing a big chunk of the move. So we're at kind of a low rolling boil maybe with 1. So I'd watch that pretty close. If you start getting, well above 22 cents, then it's highly likely you're probably going to close that weekly candle above 22, and you could be getting ready for a bigger move like these. Let's go look at Bitcoin before we get so many requests for others. Bitcoin's above 54K now, which our target was just, you want to take out your highs, your previous highs, which we've done so far. Now, we haven't closed this candle, so you guys want to not use your emotions and think that we're just going to keep going up, right? We have to close here. We have to wait for the close. So on a weekly, yeah, we still have some time, 4.5 days, right? How about the daily? Well, the daily looks like it's pretty strong, right? So, a healthy pullback would be on the cards. Let's just file coin. I want to show you the RSI for Bitcoin here. So look at the RSI for Bitcoin. What do we like? Well, we've taken out that high, right? We're flirting with taking out this high. So it depends on how our action continues the rest of the day, but we seem to have broken this downtrend that we've been in since late July right here. So that is a good sign. But there are some still some little bit of a warning signs for the next several days for Bitcoin that we might have a healthy pullback, which is okay, right? We want to close on a big scale. Like, we have the momentum. Look at our momentum on the stochastic for Bitcoin, right? Let's go to the weekly though. The weekly, we're still trying to, battle. We've been losing momentum. We're trying to cross back up. So the daily, we're up. Are we going to continue this? Well, we could stay up here for a while. But when have you seen this momentum stay up for, a week or a month at a time? It's pretty rare, right? And it's been rare since we've had a move like this. So don't be surprised if you see Bitcoin do a back test. I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think that Bitcoin's just going to go to, 65K before we see a couple red candles in here. And if you want to see exactly what I'm talking about, well, look back here. So look at these moves. We had a nice move up, some consolidation, another move up before one final back test, and then just off to the races. So little move up. Maybe this is the back test. We don't know if this move here is this move here, and we're getting ready to start this, or are we kind of in this area and we're getting ready to do our final back test. Maybe we come up to 55, 58, 60K even before coming back down and doing our final test, or are we going to really, get moving here? Well, you got to look at your indicators. A lot of indicators you want to use an agreement. You don't want to use just one indicator to tell you anything to enter or exit a trade. You want to have confluence with several different indicators saying similar things in order to get your move. All right, what's up, guys? Do we have any other questions yet? I'm trying to get through the chat. Good morning, everybody. We got 18 people. Link, we can go to Link. Good old Link. Kind of sitting stagnant here. While Bitcoin's rising, guys, while Bitcoin's flying and making, look at the chart over here on the right. Look at my stream. I don't know if you can see it, but I mean, Bitcoin's up 5%. The rest of the market's kind of just sitting pretty stagnant, or if bleeding, right? Most coins are going to bleed against Bitcoin when it's putting in, substantial moves that it doesn't often do, which is now, today. But once Bitcoin calms down again, that's when altcoins can move. But for the initial leg up out of Bitcoin, altcoins will struggle for a little bit, as you're seeing today. So Link, we're still looking good. We just have to match what Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin just took out its local high back here. From my video yesterday, $35 is a pretty key level. But on the weekly chart, it's right there. See the 35? You have two local tops right at that level. So we need to clear above this with a weekly candle for Link before we get super bullish. So we don't want to come up here and get a rejection. That'll be like a little local double top, and that wouldn't be so good. But hopefully we can continue making these, higher lows. There's a macro. There's our low. Hopefully a higher low, right? And hopefully we don't go back down. What would be the warning sign is if we come down and break this low, right? We don't want to be going back under 20 for Link. That would be a lower low. But altcoins are looking fine. The altcoin market cap we can look at in a little bit if you guys want. Everything looks okay. Welcome to the live stream. We don't think we've done one in several months. Probably been at least 3 months. So we'll see how this goes. We got 20 people. I know it's early in a lot of places, but I feel like maybe if this does okay, if you guys like it, maybe every Wednesday we'll do some of a live stream or something like that. I can maybe try, later, 6-7 hours later from now, if that helps people. We'll see how it goes. ADA, let's do ADA. We haven't done an ADA video. We'll probably do an ADA video tomorrow. So anything I don't cover here, I'll probably go more in depth with ADA then. But ADA's kind of moves in big waves. So you can see this initial run up here from, late last year to 2021, and then kind of just consolidation, right? You can have little moves along the way, but for the most part, pretty flat. So are we in that move now? Well, to me, probably for the next several days and several weeks until Bitcoin calms down. Once that happens, I do expect ADA to go over $10 this next move up. So if we're starting that move up now, then so be it. But I mean, ADA's done better than pretty much any other altcoin in the top 50, top 20 at least, since the pandemic drop. I mean, look at this move. So let's take a measured move here. So from bottom to top, almost 19,000% in about a year and a half, right? So that's pretty stellar. I do think ADA will, I don't know if they're going to match that, but I do expect ADA to at least 5x from here over the next, however long this move runs. So if it's another 3 months, maybe we can get 5x, but I expect the whole next, this next leg up to last another at least 3 months. I would say probably 6 to 12 months even for the rest of this bull cycle. But yeah, just structurally on this, if you're wondering like when could ADA get moving again, you just got to take out your candles on a weekly scale. So for ADA, that closed at 291. You see ADA above 291 on a weekly scale closing, not the price, but a closing candle above 291. It's probably go time again. I think Bitcoin's going to do pretty well in Q4, as probably outperform most of the market. I think Bitcoin dominance will still slowly move up, as you've seen. Let's go look at Bitcoin dominance. So we've kind of had our double bottom back here, as you can see. Let's move the scale up a little bit. But I would expect this to continue to the upside the rest of Q4 going into 2022. Once we start getting above this 50 zone and start taking out these highs for Bitcoin dominance, that is, in my opinion, when Bitcoin will really start showing up and showing who's boss. So I would watch that. If we start taking these levels out, getting, clearing even the candles, that's 49, right? This wick is a 49. Bitcoin dominance gets back above 50. We're pretty smooth sailing up until, this area. And I would expect this to even be taken out once Bitcoin starts hitting all-time highs and stuff. We're really going to see some pretty impressive moves out of Bitcoin, I think, in the coming 3 to 6 months or so. But remember that from here to here is Bitcoin's, massive moves. So that's not a whole lot. But look at the dominance, was at 74 at one time. So we're way down here still. So Bitcoin's still got some work to do, but I would fully expect the Bitcoin dominance to continue on this upward movement. Sure, we're going to have some pullbacks every now and again, which would allow altcoins to move. So if you see Bitcoin dominance going up with multiple green candles, then you see a couple red, this is when altcoins can run. Okay, so this has nothing to do with price. It's just Bitcoin's reigns on the rest of the market. And as we're moving up, you could see that. Look at the prices for alts. Certainly, your alts versus Bitcoin are always going to bleed as this dominance spikes. What's up, Ben? We got a live stream. You change your name to Link Marine 19. Okay. Yeah, we're all heavy on Link. Obviously, I got the Link sign behind me. The sign, if you're wondering, it came from neonstation.com. I could say it. Hopefully that'll help somebody. They're kind of expensive though, because they don't make them in bulk, So XLM, we can look at whatever you guys want. If you want to look at Gaussian channels or RSI, I've got all that pulled up too. So XLM, yeah, we haven't talked about XLM in a while. It's on here somewhere. There we go. All right, so XLM on the Gaussian channel. So we're still in it with XLM. Some coins are above the Gaussian channels. Bitcoin's just trying to peak above it. We can go look at that in a little bit. So anytime you're inside of a Gaussian channel, you're probably you're slightly bearish, right? The lower you are, certainly in the channel. Anytime you're under it or at the bottom, it's usually a great time to be buying, which most people are fearful during that times. But you can go back in history on Bitcoin or Ethereum. Anytime you're under here, certainly if your channel's red, it's bearish. But fast forward 6 months from being under the channel, you're looking pretty good and profit. So we're still here. What I would like to look for XLM is obviously we need to break above the median line, which we tried to, and we failed to hold. So you only have a certain amount of weeks. So this is like you get like a tar pit. If you remain in here, you're just going to keep getting sucked down. So we have to get above here and then continue to the upside. So we need XLM to hold this top line as support and get out of the channel. That's what we want. So you see it just gets sucked in here. And usually the odds are when you break one of these lines, to the downside, you're probably going to go visit at least close to the downside or to the next line, and vice versa. If you break to the upside, we tried to get up to the top, and it's just too hard for XLM right now. But I think XLM still got a nice future ahead of itself. So I could certainly see some bigger moves coming, but we have to get out of this channel first. Go back through the chat here. Hang on. Hey Juan, yeah, the Twitter giveaway for the signs. If it doesn't hit this year, I'll do another one next year. I'll give some away at some point. Rose, are you talking about my cat? Rose come across my desk? I don't know what you mean. I'm talking about my cat. My cat usually jumps on my desk for live streams, but my cat messed up my computer big time yesterday and deleted some video. I don't know how he does it. But yeah, the cat's banned from the office now. That's why my videos were so late yesterday, if you're wondering. It's terrible. I got done recording like a 25-minute video for Link, and it was great. It was like perfect, and my cat like shorted out half of my stuff, so had to redo all that. Vet, we can go to Vechain or Luna. Let me go back up. I think I got a request for something else here. If I don't respond to you, I'm not ignoring you. I just probably missed your question, so ask again. All right, we got a request for DOT up there. Let's go look at DOT real quick on the Gaussian and see how that's looking. I think DOT will do very well this move, this next leg up too. I think DOT will be well above $100. I don't know what this random line is, but so DOT's trying to battle up. Look at this nice move out of DOT. Look at the wick on the bottom, right to the bottom of the Gaussian channel, right at that, just above $10. Now we tried to get out of it once. We're coming back in it, and now we're battling back up to the top side. So if we can close above, it's kind of a key level with, I think, DOT and Link, Chainlink and DOT will kind of move, pretty similar throughout this, the next 6-12 months. And I think they're both clear $100, but they both have similar levels too. So we need Link to get above 35. We need DOT to get above 35 to get outside of this channel. So 35 for DOT and Link, and they can both make bigger moves. The cat's banned, Michael. The cat's not allowed back in the office. Let's go look at Luna. I don't know if I have Luna on here. It was on here. I can add it. If I spell it right. All right, so see what I mean? Look at the Gaussian channel here. Anytime you're well above the Gaussian channel, it's pretty bullish. Let's take it off the Gaussian, and since that's not going to help you much. All right, so the weekly, yeah, I mean, look at the moves we're making here. Let's go look at, I mean, it's just nice uptrend. So you want to see the highs continue. See the high, the higher high, higher high, higher high, lows. There's a low, higher low, what would be your warning sign for Luna for a temporary, bigger retrace is making a lower low. So if you see us come all the way back down to say 32 or a little bit lower, and we close below that, that would be your warning sign. Beyond that, taking this out could be breaking complete market structures. But let's go look at Luna on the RSI and see what we're looking at. Just briefly. So we're still in a little bit of a downtrend, but we're trying to change that trend. See this? So here's our high, lower high, lower high. And now we've just, October 4th, made a higher high, going back the other side. So the downtrend is confirmed broken. And now we're making a low, higher low, hopefully a higher low. And then if we go back up, you just have to take this out, and then you're still intact for the uptrend. So Luna's still looking good. Hopefully that helped you. Guess what? My palm tree background, I got rid of that, so I thought this would be a better background. Yeah, I know Link has struggled the past several months for sure. It's still underperformed where it should be, but I think its day is coming. It's if I just keep saying it, it'll happen, right? Link has got a lot of potential. We all know about the projects that it's working with. It's like over 700-800 projects now. It'll have its day. Let's see. I think I've got everything. Juan asks, what would I stop DCAing into Link? So we covered this a lot in kind of the premium group. We can, if you guys want to join that, I can send you a link. But I do have a premium Telegram group. But for Link, the DCA kind of tends to stop at, it's right around, it's high. It's like around 50 right now. So Link is still undervalued, even up to $50 is basically, to answer your question plain and simple. $50 is kind of where I would stop buying Link. What's up, Gianni? I recognize a lot of people from from back in the day when I started. XRP, I think I got it on here. I can add it back. So XRP is trying to get moving again. All of September, basically all the crypto broke down, but you can see this bigger macro trend, downtrend, right? So what we want to look for is a breakthrough that, but we've already had that right here. So this is probably, in my eyes, for market structure, this is kind of your warning sign that we could be due for a more substantial move to the upside. If you see the downtrend, right, we've kind of broke out of that. That was kind of the peak up, the zombies peeking through the coffin, breaking the ground. So maybe we're trying to now reverse this macro downturn and break up to the upside. So if we can do that, well, we just need to continue to make higher highs like we've just talked about, right? And if we take this out, then XRP could really wake up and get moving again. So $1.38, $1.40. If we close above that on the daily candle, that is excellent news. Let's go to the weekly and look at the bigger picture. So macro term, we're ever since last year, this is when Bitcoin really started moving back in here. XRP can get going once Bitcoin settles down. So I'd watch for this and a bigger scale. I mean, just look at all these weekly candles right here. If we clear these, it's go time. So I'd watch that. And then also you're starting to form this nice little trend line right here, right? We got a couple touch points. So if you break down past that, past $1, I would say, we're probably going back down. So maintain above $1 and all is good. Plain and simple. Did I short my hair? You mean cut it? Yeah, I cut it. But no, it's just, I just like combed it back, if that's what you mean. The top of it. So sometimes I spike it up, sometimes I comb it back. Whatever. I change day to day. Targets for the end of the cycle, Peter? You mean like prices for several coins? Is that what you mean? You may say hi to your girlfriend, Hody. I'm guessing Hody. I so apologize if I didn't mispronounce that. Happy birthday as well. Ballsy Frowsy, great name. Please don't sell all your coins and go all in on SHIB. Shiba Inu, you can make money, but it's still a meme coin. All right. There's no fundamental value there. It's just getting massive amounts of people to buy it. Now, I do have like $100 in it just in case it goes crazy. But I mean, don't put all your, all your stack in there. Don't put your portfolio. But hey, if you want to put, random 50, 20, 50, $100 and your favorite meme coins and trying to make some money, okay. I'm all for it. Actually, I have Shiba Inu on here. Let's go look at it. Lots of information you can get out of that, huh? But there's our liftoff. That's what it's done. Let's go look at a 15-minute chart. Maybe that'll help us. So there's the past, couple days, right? There's our insane moves. So could it get going again? Well, the structure's the same on any chart. You can just take out this high and we're clear. I can't believe I'm covering Shiba Inu. Band. I can go look at Band. I don't think I have it on here. I have my list tightened up. All right, so for the most part, I focus on like the daily and weekly, so we can look at that. So structurally, we're trying to. I mean, what we've completely broken the uptrend, right? We came back down, but this was in May, so okay, all of crypto crashed down. So, but short term though, we're making lower low. So in order to break this downtrend, we have to make a higher high, which we've done. But if we come back down, we just have to maintain above this, and then we're starting our structure to the upside, hopefully. So as we come back down, as long as we close above 672, 675, we want to then look for taking out these candles around $10. So if you see Band closing above $10, we're in a stronger uptrend, right? You just have to look structurally for fundamentals, higher highs. And when you break that, see, we came back down and we made a lower low right here. Look, notice this? That was your warning sign right here. So usually what happens when you do that, market structure gets broken and you rally back up. So a lot of people that are, the smarter money will take profits here because they know that we're probably going back down. The trend is broken. You're going to reverse trend to the downside for, however long. But that's how it works. And in order to build back your house, you have to kind of do the opposite of that. You have to start making higher highs and higher lows. AVAX, Walter, I made a video on AVAX yesterday. It's looking okay. It's outperformed most of the market in the past, several weeks. So it had a great September when most coins did not. Martin, I love your Bugatti Chiron. I think that's a Bugatti Chiron. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. If I miss your comment, just ask again. I'm here all day. I got about I can do this for another hour, so get your requests in. Yeah, I think A1, I think Harmony is going to do well. Yeah, I think it'll be around. I think, although I do think, what we have, like 8,000 coins now, over 8,000 on CoinMarketCap. So I think at least half of those will die out during the next bear market. So just be careful. Almost none of the top, 20 coins that we have now were around, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And it'll be like that another 5 or 10 years. I think there'll be new stuff that we haven't even thought of yet. That'll be top 10 coins. So there's still money to be made. One, I had a little bit of Solana, but I sold it. So I don't have any now. I'm starting to go more heavy into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is where you kind of want to be during the initial launch move up. And then as Bitcoin slows down, then you DCA out of Bitcoin over to alts. And that's how you can maximize your ROI. Let's go look at Bitcoin. Where are we at? 54.3 now. So you can see how much of a rally we've gone on over the past few days, right? For Bitcoin, or past week or so, week and a half. But look at the similarities here. So the longer you go up like this, you're going to need a pullback to remain healthy. It's not a bad sign. You have to have something like this in order to continue that move. So you can see the pattern here, right? Big moves up, small move down, right? You can always take 2 steps up and 1 step back. That's what you want to do. So don't be surprised in the next several days, right? We could go to 55, 6, even 60K, but the odds are you're going to have a couple red days, which is healthy. And but you want to watch out for Bitcoin dominance. That if the Bitcoin dominance continues to move up, which I think it will, Bitcoin will continue these moves. Massive moves to the upside, followed by small moves back. 5-10% back, and then another 20% up. So this is where you want to be as we move up here. As you wanted to be back in October last year, right? Last year, Bitcoin was where you wanted to be. There's not any coins outperform Bitcoin during these kind of moves. Certainly these kind of moves. And these moves have not even started yet. That's right, Gian. Glad you caught that. So I do more videos when more people are watching. So I started making more videos as I feel like the bull market's coming back now. So if we're, once Bitcoin's at all-time highs, I'll probably do at least 3 videos a day, maybe even more, maybe even live stream on top of that. So we'll see how this live stream does. So far, it's not so great, but I get that the time is a little wacky. I want to try, maybe next week I'll try doing a live stream in the evening, Eastern time, and then Eastern US time. So that'd be, you can, do the math. So it'll be about, 7 hours from now, I think, probably do one. Does that work better for anybody? Theta TFUEL. Yep, I like that one. Did anybody ever watch one guy that always covered Theta? I don't know if he makes videos anymore. Kyle, Kiel. I don't know if it's I don't know his last name, but when you said that Theta TFUEL, I feel like I thought of him. Anybody watch him? So Theta is actually looking like it's kind of shaking out the downtrend and starting a new uptrend. If you see this kind of big level here, let me look. Let's go out to the weekly. So on the macro scale, you can see that we're still in a downtrend, right? We need to break this. So, trend lines are subjective to draw, but you definitely don't want to be drawing any trend lines through candles, but technically you can draw them anywhere on the wicks. You just want to, keep above your wicks. But the most touch points is the strongest. So if you want the most touch points, you can start right there. But it doesn't really matter for downtrends like this, because you want a clear break of the downtrend. You want a substantial move to the upside, and to get that, it's not going to matter if you draw the line here or here or here, right? You want to look for a clear break. So until Theta does that, we're probably still on simmer. Now, I do like how we're starting to make a higher low on a bigger scale. So maybe this is the start back in July, our bottom, just above $4. And now we're starting to move to the upside. So let's go look at it on the daily and see if that looks any different. So you can look at that. Now look at this trend line. If we kind of redraw this, you can even draw it from the top. Let's draw it from the top here. Right? So you could even argue like something like that, right? How we've broken out of it and now we're starting this new one. As long as you don't come back under here, this trend is hopefully getting broken and we're starting a new trend, hopefully to the upside. But like we've said in the other, other lines that we've looked at today, other charts, we got to break this. You got to make a higher high. That's the basic fundamentals of any charting. You want to stop making lower lows and you want to start making higher lows, which we've done. Now we have to make the next thing we need to do for Theta is to make a higher high. And all you have to do is close above 921 and we're good to go. So that is Theta. Anybody want to look at Bitcoin on a 1 second chart? Let's see what we got. When you get some anxiety. All right, Bitcoin on the 1 second. Nate, you're watching me in the office? Just live streaming, you got me covered up in case your boss walks by. I used to do that too when I had a desk job. You just watch crypto all day. The boss comes by. I had the quick tab. Link cycle top. Good question. So I think we'll definitely clear 100, depending on how long it takes us to get there. So if we peak out in the next 3 to 6 months, I would say Link would probably be around 125 maybe to 150. If it takes us another 12 months to 18 months, I think we can certainly get closer to 200. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. I like Cardano, Michael. I think ADA is going to do well. I think we talked about it earlier that I think it'll be well over $10 during this next move up. So obviously higher than that if we can last another 12 months. Just for the general thought, my feelings is the bull market's going to last at least another 6 months, probably closer to 12 if I had to guess. So between 6 to 12, give or take. I don't think we're going to end this year like some people do. Some people think we're going to, if we ended this year, like we peak out, if Bitcoin peaks out at in January 3rd, I don't see Bitcoin getting a whole lot higher than 100K. Maybe 120 or something like that. That would be bad. Everyone would like it theoretically, but that would also mean that we peak out and the next 1 to 3 years is a bear market more than likely. So the longer we can take to get to 100K or to break all-time highs for Bitcoin, if it takes another month or 2 months, then that's better macro term, because the longer it takes, the higher the ceiling's theoretically going for altcoins. Yeah, I think if we have a pullback on Bitcoin, which is what we talked about, go look at the daily here. Let's put it back on auto. All right, so notice the move up here, right? It's a lot of greens. Anytime you have a lot of greens, you're usually going to be met with at least a couple reds, like back in here. So when we had our July breakout from our lows of 30, we had a nice rally, and then we have a healthy pullback, so you can continue the rally. This is what you want. You don't want to continue to do green after green after green, because then what's going to happen? You're going to have something like this. You're going to have a catastrophic downturn. So you want to make 2 steps up and then 1 step back, so that you can continue making 2 steps up. So don't be surprised over the next week or so if it could happen tomorrow, it could happen 3 days, whatever. But I would bet that over the next handful of days, that we're going to have a couple reds, and I would say, you know, maybe 10% or more, maybe even slightly more, which would be fine. It'd be healthy. And if we do get that and we start going back up again, then we can do another one of these moves. That would be great. So what is this move? Let's go take a look. So that is over a 35% move out of Bitcoin since basically October. So yeah, that's a 35% move with these kind of prices is pretty nice. We're not that far from all-time highs. So we wicked up to 55K roughly, right? We're only 17% from being at a new all-time high in price discovery out of Bitcoin. So between now and all-time highs, yeah, you could see that we're probably going to have a red, which would be healthy, which is what we need. So don't panic if you see us going red. It doesn't mean we're going back to 0, okay, or 20K like a lot of bears still think we're going to. So just be prepared for that and be mentally ready that that is healthy, and something like this could certainly be on the cards over the next, you know, handful of days to a week. AVAX 5X in this bull cycle. Yeah, I would say that's a pretty safe bet. What's it at now? It's like what, 50, 60 bucks. So yeah, I think AVAX could certainly get to 300. Yep, and look at the structure of AVAX right now. This is a nice structure right here. Look at this. Let's see. There we go. So notice this kind of line right here. So we've broken our, you know, local top here. We came back down and tested it, and now we're just kind of range bound here. So we want to maintain AVAX above these candles, which is closed at 55. So as long as AVAX doesn't close below 55, we're still good, and we're still building consolidation. See this move up, consolidation here, break up again, consolidation here. Just continue that pattern, and you can do that if your coin has these big moves up. You want to see some consolidation, because that is building strength again for the next move. Consolidation, the next move. This could certainly continue if you continue to have these consolidation moves without breaking structure of your previous, you know, run up tops here. So that is a good question. Evening streams, yeah, we'll try one. I feel like I did a couple evening streams that were pretty successful. So we'll try an evening stream maybe next week, or, you know, if things get out of hand, we can do even more. I'll do more live streams if the market comes back again, right? But, you know, 2 hours of my time for 40 people watching doesn't really play out. All right, I'm still reading the chat. If I'm like not talking and I'm looking over here, I'm just reading the chat, so sorry. And if I miss your question, you can ask it again. Feel free. I have slow chat on though, so don't like try to spam, because I get some spammers in here. I remember I used to get spammers, just, you know, lots of questions. Boss is working from home. $100 link, is that a good time to sell? Well, it just depends on, you know, the rest of the market at that point. I wouldn't never like sell or buy based on a price. You want to sell or buy based on what your indicators are saying and what the rest of the market's doing and what your structure's saying. So don't be deterministic about, you know, certain price levels. Although, like, you know, that can be helpful in some coins. Certainly $100 is a psychological level in the human brain. So yeah, that will be a lot, but guess what? Once we clear 100 and we start closing above it, then what? So maybe if you're going to think like that and say we're, you know, the RSI is way overextended and we're, you know, $97, maybe that would be the area to at least put a stop loss in, because if we, you know, the psychological level, if we get to 99 and then get rejected, right? Hey Thomas, we just did Theta. I'll do H bar here. Seen that a couple times. So H bar is starting a nice little uptrend. Look at this. Look at this V formation here. So I'd like this, and usually you're going to get some kind of structure when you break out of previous highs. You're usually going to set a local top, come back and retest, and then you're back off to the races again. So this is a good sign out of H bar. I would look for a continuation of continuing this uptrend. See this kind of, you can draw this imaginary trend line here. You don't want to break that as structure. Certainly you don't want to come back down and make a lower low. So as long as we remain above 30 cents, you're still good. But what you want to do sooner than later is take out this high to continue this strong uptrend that it's been in since what, July? So yeah, I would look for that. But this is a nice structure that you want to look for. I like it. There we go. Pretty much just general uptrend since 2020. Hey, Athena. Nicholas, I think all market cycles are going to be a little bit different and have their own characteristics. So I don't think we're going to repeat anything like that. You guys better hope we don't peak out in November or December. Let's get Bitcoin back up. Bitcoin dominance still going up here, which I would expect to continue. We're at 54, almost at 54.5 now. We're almost back to getting back to price discovery, at least for the local areas. So we got to watch Bitcoin. If dominance gets back above 50, it's probably go time. All right, Shanika, we'll see you later. Maybe we'll do Wednesday, like morning stream and evening stream. We'll see. If the market picks up, we'll definitely do something. Yeah, Bitcoin dominance, I expect to fully continue up slowly, bumps in the road, whatever. But Bitcoin dominance, I think Q4 is going to rise. I like DOT and Link, Nate. You should know that. DOT and Link are both in my top 5. Link, Ethereum, ADA, DOT, Bitcoin. My top 5. What's up, Chainlink? Chainlink God? Are you the Chainlink God from Twitter? I doubt it, right? I doubt you're watching this. You got no time for this. Vet, we should, yeah, Vechain. Juice, the cat's kicked out of the office. You've known that. I've said that. Let's go look at Vechain versus Bitcoin. I think I got it here. Here we go. So you want to look at, it's good that you said this. You want to look at your coins against Bitcoin and not always against, fiat or US dollars. So what do we have to look at here? Well, let's go to the weekly. See if we can get a better picture. So what I like and what I don't like, well, what I don't like is the, short-term, pullback, but a lot of coins are doing this and could likely continue if Bitcoin gets out of hand here. So what you want to watch is kind of this level. If we drop below this, we're breaking structure on a bigger scale against Bitcoin. So watch this level, this previous local high from back in July of 2020. This will be big. You can see we've not closed weekly candle below this. So, wicks, whatever, it doesn't matter. But if you see us this week or next week or whenever, Vechain closing below this against Bitcoin, it's probably best to convert to Bitcoin. Just based on this chart alone, Bitcoin will likely take over in a big way if it breaks the structure level. Now, on the other hand, if you get a bounce here, right, Vechain could certainly move back to the upside against Bitcoin, and what you'd want to look for is start taking out these highs. So take this out, first of all, you got to take this out. Next of all, take that out. So you want to see something, like this. So take that high out, then come back down maybe, and then to go up. You want to take that high out. And you want to continue taking these areas out. Something like that. On the other hand, if you see us close here and then come back up and get rejected here, that would be a bad sign. You don't want to see this. This would be pretty bad. We could see a severe bleed. I would expect this on altcoins, not just Vechain. So it's nothing against Vechain. A lot of coins are looking kind of like this. And you want to pay attention to this as Bitcoin starts moving here. Because if Bitcoin continues the moves like we have seen the past several days, I would expect a lot of coins to break structure against Bitcoin and maybe go into a bear market against Bitcoin, at least for the next, several weeks to several months. Should I convert some Ethereum to Bitcoin? Well, I can't tell you what to do, but theoretically, or historically, I should say, Ethereum tends to do worst in Q4. Bitcoin tends to do better than, just plain and simple, Ethereum outperforms or underperforms Bitcoin in Q4. But as you can see, the structure, I would kind of maybe wait until, well, you can do what you want, but buying Ethereum in late December the past 5 years has worked out quite well. So this structure, as long as we can remain up here against Bitcoin, we're good. I'd say if we break this structure, that might be the time to do it. But it doesn't mean they both can't move up. It just means that, if Bitcoin's doing 10% in a week, maybe Ethereum's only doing 8% in a week, right? Or, less. But that's the general trend. Ethereum and Bitcoin can both increase in value. So this has nothing to do with USD valuation. It's just the odds are that Bitcoin will outperform Ethereum over the next handful of months. But historically, you can go look at December. If buying, converting your Bitcoin back to Ethereum in December, right here. Look at this. This is last year, right? December of 2020. Look what came next, right? Let's go to the previous year. December of 2019, right here. Look what came next. Let's go back another year. December the previous year, right? Q1. Ethereum does very well in Q1. So buying Ethereum with Bitcoin or with USD in December has worked out pretty well for you. If you did that just every December, look what comes in Q1 for Ethereum. Go to December. Look what comes in Q1. I mean, this was a hell of a move right here. But every December, pretty much for Ethereum's entire life, buying in December tends to work out pretty well for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Past 6 years, you would have made money buying Ethereum in December with Bitcoin. That's not my opinion. That's factual charts. I'm glad you asked. You guys all like that, huh? I got no more drink. Oh, I got a little drink. Oh. Yeah, we'll follow that. We're gonna follow Link and Ethereum as far as converting it to converting everything to ETH, more to ETH in December. So stay tuned. Follow us. I got a Telegram. I got a free Telegram. I got a private Telegram. You get a little bit more in the private one. Some extra videos. I do like probably 5 to 10 extra little 2-minute video clips on any coins, and you get the ability to ask me questions or have your coin charted in there. So if you want to join the premium Telegram group, you just join Patreon and you get that. I'm not planning to create a cryptocurrency, but that would be cool. Call it I'm glad you asked. IGYA IGYA coin. I just snorted. Yeah, I should do merch, right, for the holidays anyway. Maybe I'll do that. What's the best site to use? What should I use? I made shirts on like Amazon before, but 5-year Link prediction. Well, Link does pretty well, or at least in the last bear market. Link did outperformed pretty much the entire market, the last bear market. So if it does that again, I think, I think we're going to have a bear market sometime in the next 5 years. So we'll have that. Obviously, that greatly depends on, how things go. But I could certainly see Link getting to, well above 500, maybe even approaching 1,000 over the next bull market. Obviously not this one. I don't see Link going really above 200 during this cycle. Maybe a little bit if we have like a super blow off top or something. But next cycle, I could see Link, really having a more substantial use case. I think, DeFi will be in full-fledged force by then. I think banks, physical banks will be in deep trouble by the next bull market. And I think Link's time to shine might just be, just delayed a little bit longer than we all thought. So. Yeah, I like Theta. I like Theta coin, Robert. So just temporarily, if you a lot of projects I like that just, aren't performing. So if I don't like necessarily invest in them, or they're, you don't see me talk about them much, it's not necessarily that I don't like them. It's just that there are other coins I believe have a higher ROI, and we're all here to make money. So if nothing outperformed Bitcoin, I would just be 100% Bitcoin, as well as we all should be, right? But the only reason we hold altcoins is because we think that they're going to outperform Bitcoin at some point in time. Otherwise, there'd be no reason not to hold just Bitcoin, because everything is technically more riskier than Bitcoin, as everything has lower market caps. Yeah, we got like over 100 Link videos, Jason. Glad you guys like Link. I know a lot of you like Link. A lot of you join me because I have, Link everywhere. But I think Link will be a great coin, but might just take some extra time, just because DeFi's slow. Like there's still people that write, checks at the grocery store. Hopefully you're not one of them. All right, what else we got? Can we go look at Bitcoin again? What are we on? We're on ETH Bitcoin. So yeah, hopefully you guys saw that buying Ethereum in December with Bitcoin every year since Ethereum's been around has worked out very well for you. Bitcoin dominance, trying to get back to 45. We might get above 45 today on the Bitcoin dominance. That would be pretty crazy. So what do I like about Bitcoin is it's breaking this high. If we close above this, we still have 4.5 days. We've talked about this. But if you see this weekly candle close above this one, that is, market structure is still intact towards the upside. We've had our healthy pullback. This could certainly end up being something, again, similar to this last move. Let's take a look, see. Right, 75% over 42 days, just over a month, right? 5-6 weeks. So another move like that, we'll start it from the bottom. So 45%, that takes us to 57K. But I would expect this, as the dominance rises, to potentially increase. So that was kind of our first move up. This could be even bigger, and certainly would be bigger in my bet, in my book, if we close above 60K, because that's our all-time high closing candle. It's not even, right? 59,985. We've never closed in 60K. So if you see us closing a weekly candle above 60K, it's Bitcoin's final boarding call. All aboard. We're going to get crazy. So I've been in Link about 2 years. There's people that definitely bought lower than I did, but I've done pretty well. I got my start in Ethereum, so if you're wondering, Ethereum is what let me be here full time. Yeah, let's look at some. We can look at that. Let's put the big bull market support band, which is this is just the 20-week simple moving average in the red and the 21-week exponential moving average in the green. So yeah, if we come back down, then we would want this line to hold. So as you can see, they're both moving up now. So if say we go to like 57K or something, or kind of run into the bottom of this candle, which could happen, 56.5. So maybe we run up the rest of the week, get kind of a cool off, come back. We would want to hold that when we ever get to it. So as you can see, if it takes us another couple weeks, maybe we could do something like that, right? And we come back up, and then we kind of slowly come back down, bounce off of this, and then rinse and repeat. So this kind of move here, just kind of copy and paste that, and then we can have hopefully another move like this. And once, like I said, once we clear this, I would fully expect more of a move like this versus this little baby stuff. I would expect pretty much an explosion once we have a weekly close above 60K. There's always going to be pullbacks along the way, so don't get discouraged. Like this was a pretty catastrophic pullback here. Everyone thought it was over right here. It was 30% in a week and a half or so. 30% pullback. So that'll be norm for the course. So par for the course. But once we clear 60K, there's no doubt that this is the start of the new leg up, and I think we'll be on our way to 100K. We're only like, what, 17% did I say? Away from all-time highs? 65K, 17%. We're even less. Let's see where we are from right now as we speak. We are only less than 10%, 9.5% away from closing our all-time high weekly candle. So that could happen even this week. We could get crazy. That would be a hell of a weekly candle, but we'll see. Thanks, Robert. Mark, I like that. I like that. Yeah, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link, those are kind of my personal top three, but DOT and ADA are kind of right there as well. So I have like pretty much my whole portfolio. I would say 90% is in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link, ADA, and DOT, and then I have 5-10% in just like some random peppered coins that are hopefully can make me a whatever. I got, like I said earlier, I have like $100 in Shiba Inu, which I put in like about a month ago, so it's done pretty well. But I mean, it's just like a joke coin, right? There's no fundamentals behind it, so you can always do like a little bit in those, just meme coins, crowd coins, I call them, just because he gets crowd behind them. But you can make money on them, but don't put your whole portfolio on them. It's very risky. Next, Ethereum ROI wise, well, that's tough. I mean, Ethereum. I mean, maybe some of you are running around in like 2019, 2018, but everyone thought Ethereum was gonna die. There's nobody that wanted Ethereum in 2018, 2019. You could have bought for under $100 many times in 2018, 2019. And yeah, nobody liked it. So it's gonna be some project like that, right? Obviously something in the top 20, I believe, is going to be the next kind of, I don't want to say Ethereum killer, but like Ethereum ROI with explosive moves like that, that'll go from, $100 to several $1,000s. Could it be Link or DOT or AVAX? Sure. I wouldn't doubt it, but I'm not going to sit here and try to predict the next, 100x or 20x, top 10 coin. That's tough to do. Link's not going to hit 20K anytime in the in the immediate future, I'd say. Oh, if Link hit 20K, I mean, all of those in real life. So yeah, Link for this cycle, I think will definitely clear. I don't say definitely, but you know, if I had to bet money, I would bet Link will clear $100 pretty easily over the next 6 to 12 months, whenever the leg up is. Right? I don't know when we're gonna peak. My money is on we peak in the next 6 to 12 months. Could go into 2023 maybe if we really take our time. But I think certainly several months into 2022, I think we have at least 6 more months. I don't think we're going to peak this year. But certainly we could. My mind would change if we're like, say next month we're at 80K, then hey, we're probably going to peak a little earlier. However, if we're, at 60K or 65K next month or something like that, then yeah, I think the money is 6 to 12 months. And if we do that, I think Link will be around between 150 and 200. I think 200's kind of we're starting to peak out for this cycle for Chainlink. Next cycle is a whole nother story. I think we could at least 5x that and maybe get to 1,000 the next cycle. Now, I don't know how long that's going to take. Could take another 5 years, 7 years from now. But for this cycle, for Chainlink, I'd say we top out somewhere between 150 to 200 if the Bitcoin peak is another 6 to 12 months. Obviously, it'd be less than that if Bitcoin peaks in December or January. Maybe Link can hit 120 to 140, 150, something like that. Why is Bitcoin moving more than most alts? Well, the dominance rising, so it's gaining control over the rest of the market, and I would expect that to continue. So Bitcoin usually moves first. If you go back and look at last October, about a year ago exactly, right? When Bitcoin is moving, altcoins, you can go back and look at this on any coin. I guarantee your altcoin, whatever coin your favorite is, was underperforming this move right here. So Bitcoin went from basically the start of October to mid-November, and it did 84% move. Not many coins outperform that. Some may have, but not many. And then if you want to take it a little further, right, you can go a 3-month 300% move. So that is pretty impressive over 3 months. 300% in 3 months. If we did that again, let's see where we go. 3 months from now, we'll start at the bottom here. So say we go 3 months out, 300%. I mean, you could see how insane that could get. So that's 160K Bitcoin. Let's say 90 days. That puts us at Christmas time at $166,000. So that's the kind of insanity that move was. Now, do I think that's going to happen? No. You can see the kind of move that, I do not think we're going to be at 160K by Christmas. Would I like to be? Sure. Thanks, Raul. One max for this cycle. I don't really know a max. I think we could certainly flirt with $1. It depends on partnerships, right? Or if there's any good news, right? News can push it. Depends on if we go super parabolic and have a actual blow off top this time. I can look at that maybe in a future video, but it takes more than I don't like to guess just off the top of my head, but ADA, $200 next cycle? No. You got to look at market caps. The market cap on that would be higher than Bitcoin. I don't think that's happening. I love ADA. I have a bunch of ADA. So, obviously I would like that to happen, right? So I'm not hating on ADA. It's just, it's not mathematically likely, right? I think this cycle will peak out between $10 to $20 depending on how fast we do it for ADA. So if we do it in the next 3 to 6 months, yeah, I think maybe $10 for ADA. if we take another 6 or 12 months to 18 months, go towards, this time next year, then yeah, I think ADA could maybe flirt with, 15 to 20. But I think 20 is kind of the cap for this cycle for ADA. You got to remember ADA was at 2 cents in the pandemic drop, right? You had months and months to buy ADA at under a dime. Months. It's made quite substantial moves already, so you got to remember that. I think we looked at it earlier. It was up since the pandemic drop. ADA is up 19,000%. Not 100. 19,000. That we've let's see. We can go look at that. We looked at it on the Gaussian channel earlier in the video, so if you want to check that out. But here's DOT on the weekly. We're above the support band, so that's a good sign. Let's see what else we can look at. We looked at it on the 5-day Gaussian channel. So DOT is trying to get above, just like Link, right? We talked about DOT and Link behaving similarly in this run, and I think they will. I think they'll both clear 100 this run. But first and foremost for Link and DOT, $35. We have to get above the Gaussian channel in the 5-day. We need to hold this top line of support. Coincidentally, both Link and DOT are, need $35 as support in order to really make the bigger moves. So for DOT, 35. For Link, 35. Not just to break it, quickly on a wick. We need to hold 35 as support, and then we can get, start thinking about all-time highs again. Cash out strategy. So I'm going to talk a lot about that certainly in my Telegram chat. So join those if you haven't already. But basically DCA out of the market as we go up. I have a lot of indicators I use to help me with that. So if you want help on knowing when to take profits, follow us in there. Telegram, we have a public group, and we also have a premium group if you want a little bit more content. The ability to ask me any questions anytime, any day. No, ADA will not hit $200. I agree. Thank you. I thought you were legit asking if there's an influencer saying ADA's gonna hit $200, please let me know and unfollow them. We should report them for abuse. That is insane. Do the math on that crypto. Do the math on that market cap. It's absolutely insane that anyone is saying that. I can do as we pick up some steam in the market and we start moving up again. I'll be doing certainly more videos and also do more kind of low market caps this time. I've kind of been avoiding those, but I'll do some ones that are outside the top 50 or the top 100. I haven't really covered anything outside the top 50. I don't think ever really. But I'll do that this next move up because I know a lot of people like to, have the potential chance of making a higher ROI when the lower caps are a little more riskier, which is why I generally don't get in there. I've already built my money, so I'm trying more to protect it, but I get it that a lot of people are trying that are new and are trying to, 50x their portfolio, and the only way to do that realistically is have a shot at a kind of a lottery ticket outside of the top 50 or the top 100. You got to get really down into like the lower market caps, which are more risky. I don't necessarily recommend putting all your portfolio in it, but $100, $200, or $1,000, whatever, you can put in some of those, and I'll do that as we start moving up again. But we got to get the party going, and then I'll do more of those. But I like to focus on big major caps, least risk, most solid foundation fundamentals. So that's why I kind of maintain kind of the coins that are in this list here, as you can see. Yeah, so Jason asks, is there a better ROI for alts in the beginning of the Bitcoin bull run and then towards the end? So certainly towards the end, if you remember back in, April, Bitcoin's top was in, and a lot of coins took off after that, right? In May. So yeah, that can happen certainly at the end after Bitcoin's done running. But during the major runs, the initial lift off, as long as Bitcoin's kind of just chilling, not doing a whole lot, maybe just increasing a little bit, alts can still have a chance. But as you can see today, Bitcoin is outperforming the market. So if Bitcoin's making, 5%, 10% moves in a day, then no, altcoins will not outperform. As you can see, this is proof of today. So this is the initial move up, in my opinion. Once Bitcoin clears 60K on a weekly time scale and starts really getting above 60K, going into all-time highs, then Bitcoin's likely where you want to be. At least have a little bit, because it will outperform the market, almost assuredly. And then once, say, we calm down to like 75K and have a breather, then alts will pop. Because when Bitcoin makes its initial move, it's like a roller coaster, right? You go over that initial hill, and then what happens? The back end like really starts moving, right? If you feel me on that one. So that's kind of exactly how the crypto markets work. Bitcoin goes, Bitcoin chills out, and the rest of alts can catapult. So initially, no, Bitcoin's probably going to be a safer bet over the next handful of months going into Q4. That's just my opinion. You don't necessarily have to do that at all. So thanks, Michael. I'll see you in the group later. Let's look at, let's put Bitcoin back up. That was Dot. So Bitcoin on the 5-day Gaussian channel has actually made some headway here, right? We're out of the channel now. We just need to close this, and not only close this candle, which closes in a day and a half, we need to close our next candle up, because you can see back before, right? We've closed outside of it, but our next candle turned red back into it. We closed outside of it, next candle red, closed green, red, green, red, green, red. We just oscillated back and forth, right? We couldn't make up our minds. We need to get out of it and then stay out of it. And once we start pulling away from the Gaussian channel, as you see back in here, this is what we want to do. We want to get out of it. And then if we come back down, you want to hold that top line as support right here. And then you can make your bigger moves. So are we in this kind of move, and we still have some time to build up over the next, 30 days or so? Maybe. This would be ideal in my opinion. If we just took some time, got above it, went sideways, this is when alts could take off for sure. If we did something like this again. If we're in this candle right now, which it looks like we could be, right? We're in the Gaussian channel, we're coming out of it. Maybe we get above it for a little bit, come back down, and say the channel's like maybe a 52K or 50K or something. Hold that as support, and then off to the races come December or January. That would be ideal in my eyes. And then I think the full bull run could last another 6 to 12 months beyond that. So I think we're probably at least 6 months from now, and I would say once we clear all-time highs, going to 65K, if you see us at 65K, say in the end of October, November, whatever, then I think we're probably still another 3 to 6 beyond that. So we'll see. Yeah, we can go look at, I want to show you Bitcoin. Let's look at the monthly. The monthly's looking nice. Let's take it off of this. So look at the monthly. Going back to 2015, all up. So on the monthly scale, our highest closing candle was 58.8. So if we close October at 59, November should be fireworks. However, if we come back up here and we don't, we're still uncautious, right? This could end up being a double top. It's not all golden, sunshine and rainbows. There's still a little bit of caution here. We're not out of the woods yet. We could see the light, but is it a fake light? Is it a semi coming at us? So just remain cautious, cautiously optimistic. Once we clear this and close a monthly candle or weekly candle above 60, monthly candle 59K, and then we can be more confident that we're off to the races again. So wanted to show you that. Let's also look at what you might not see very often is annual candles. So this is annually going back to 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. These are yearly candles. And look at our breakout last year from our all-time high back here. So this is certainly bullish. And what would be more bullish is, they call it several different names, but I like the 3 green soldiers, which usually if you break this, you could print 1, 2, 3, all pretty similar sizes. So say we end up doing that pattern. This was 300%. I don't know if we'll get anything like that, but if we put it on, let's put on log auto. So if we got like 3 of these in a row, I mean, then you could see that we could be, you know, well above 200K by 2022. That would end up looking pretty nice. So 1, 2, 3 greens, and then a, you know, bear market for a year or two, then rinse and repeat. Then we'll be on our way to, you know, 300K, 500K, million, whatever. There's some different stuff to look at. But what I like for Bitcoin is we've already taken this out as long as we close today in 8 hours. We close in 8 hours. If you see us closing above this, the signs are promising that we're going to continue our upwards movement. But like I said a couple times already in this stream, many greens up, you're probably going to have some kind of a temporary healthy pullback, which is fine. So don't panic if you see us going down for a few days. That would be good, right? Big move up, 1 step back. Big move up, 1 step back. We just don't want to break structure. You don't want to make a lower low, because then you can, you know, do a bigger, you know, correction. So we'll see. We'll get to it day by day. Hopefully this is helping somebody. Alex, what am I looking for the signal of Chainlink is going to a new all-time high? Well, if we can close above $35, it's not a whole lot I need. $35 as support, and then we can rocket ship. That's, if you go look at, let's go look at Link. I mean, it's Link USD. Let's go look. Look at our local top back here, our local top here. If we break above that, there's nothing in the way between us and all-time highs right here. That's it. This is a big level. We haven't been able to do it yet. This also coincides with the Gaussian channel. If we put this on the 5-day Gaussian channel for Link, that's still right at the top of the channel. The Gaussian channel is big time for any coin. We have to clear this. This looks just like DOT. So if DOT's even doing a little bit better, right? DOT's at like 30 something. So we need to get above this and close this top as support. If we hold this for, you know, a candle or two and start moving up again, yeah, all-time highs are in our near future. There are a lot of scams out there. Is ICP a scam? I don't think so. But there's a lot of coins that just kind of copy other projects, and you're just kind of money grabs. So just be careful and do your research. Go to the company's website. If you can't put together what that coin is doing in about 30 seconds or less, then you probably shouldn't be investing in it. And certainly if the coin doesn't have a website, that would be a red flag. I'm glad you asked. Yeah, Shiba Inu is doing pretty well. Let's see, what's it at now? There it is. It's up 33% today. I don't have any thoughts on MTV. I can go look at it though. Do you want that? I feel like I've been asked that a few times. Go look. What do you want to look at it on? Let's check it out. All right, so just looking at any chart. I can look at any coin on a chart and you can tell pretty quickly. You should be able to tell for the structure points, for the market structure. Look at this. So looking at this previous all-time high, we're kind of flirting with this breaking this level here. You could kind of move that down, but there's certainly warning signs. If you break this level, then we could be going back down, because you can see this consolidation here. Hopefully we're building strength, getting ready to move up. But as you can see, this kind of, you don't want to see this kind of pattern here. See this high, and then a little bit of higher high, and then another lower high. That's kind of a bearish pattern. So if we break this low candle for MTV, I would watch out for at least a temporary drop. So what, 1.5 cents there? Now, if you get a price, spike or a wick like this, not concerning. But if you started getting daily candles closing under here, that would be at least a short-term prolonged correction, in my opinion, based on just the structure. Let's see what Bitcoin at. 54.7. We're almost back to 55K now. Bitcoin dominance still slowly moving up. Some of the comments are funny. Atron, so would Link be in my biggest bag be a mistake? I'm like 70% Link, 20 ETH, and 10% Bitcoin. That's still solid. We're kind of, you're banking on Link doing quite well, which I think it will. It's just it's dragging its feet. Let's put it that way. Obviously I love Chainlink, but it's dragging its feet. I think it will have its day. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow. But I do think Link will be over $100 this cycle. I strongly believe that. I will take some bets against that if you want to bet me. Now, whether or not it does that this year, or the next cycle takes us into 2022 and it ends up being 12 months from now, I do think Link will end up being over $100 when all is said and done. So you be the judge on that. I can't tell you what your portfolio should be, but it should, in my opinion, my Bitcoin positions are picking up over the past several days, several weeks. Bitcoin is kind of where you generally want to be for the highest ROI during initial launch up. Certainly once Bitcoin clears 60K, like we've talked about, it's probably go time. And Bitcoin will probably, dominance will probably continue to rise. And when the dominance rises, that doesn't mean anything other than Bitcoin's regaining strength of the market. Altcoin money is flowing back into Bitcoin. That's how that happens. Hey Tristan, I don't have any picks that I'm going to do now, but I'm going to do some more videos of like smaller cap coins, because I get a lot of requests for that. But I'll do that as the bull market continues to explode again when we get back going. Yeah, ADA's still good. I think ADA's going to do quite well. I've said a couple times already that I think ADA will be well over $10 during this cycle. You have a cool golf watch? I like Tezos. I've owned some Tezos. I don't own as much anymore, but I made some money on that. XTZ, even go look at it. It's doing quite well over the past several weeks, isn't it? So this is the structure you want to see, that you just continue making higher highs. What you don't want to see, what would be your first warning sign, is if you make a lower low. So if you see Tezos come back down and close with a daily candle under 546, that would be a sign that the trend is reversing. But until that happens, we're taking out previous local highs. We're even taking out these highs. Let's go to the weekly and look how we look here. So we're now flirting with our next target is 1050, all-time high right here. 1050 closing candle right there. We close at 1059. We close Tezos on a weekly scale above 1059. Price discovery nobody can tell how high it goes after that. Just watch your indicators, watch your RSI. If you get too overcooked on the RSI, then it might be time for some profit taking, but looking good so far. Yeah, Bob, those live streams, if you don't catch them, you can rewatch them. If you guys don't know, you can watch live streams over and over again, and I'll leave it up on my videos, so you can go back and watch it whenever. Some streamers take their live streams down as soon as they're over. Austin's in the live stream, but he's muted. He's got it muted because he's in class. Put some headphones on. Dot, we did Dot a couple times earlier. Dot's looking good. We got it for Dot. I can just speak of it. We got to get Dot above $35, closing above 35, and then I think we're back to all-time highs for Dot. Bitcoin's back almost to 55 now. Let's put on the minute or the second. You guys think of that? This is the 1 second chart. This can give you some anxiety. If you've never seen this before, it's pretty cool. Thanks, Emily. Appreciate that. I'm someone's favorite YouTuber. I've made it. You probably just haven't watched anybody. You're the first and my favorite YouTuber. I don't watch anybody else. I never have. Car of the day. I usually do them in my videos. I haven't picked out a car today. But, you know, one of my favorite cars for under 300K would be the say it, McLaren 720S. So that's my favorite car. But I mean, Tesla Roadster, I can do that the car of the day. I'm waiting for that to come out. Hopefully that comes out after we peak, so I have some money for it. I've got all my McLarens lined up to the just to the right of me. I have display cases. Maybe I'll show that someday. But obviously, I like all these cars. My favorite car in the world is the Centenario up there, Lamborghini Centenario. So that's why I have every color. But those are $5 million, so probably not getting one of those anytime soon. Very bigly. FTX. I can do FTX. I like Subarus. I like the WRXs. I don't have any model cars, but all right, we can get off the 1 second chart if I'm getting anybody panic attacks. FTX. Bob wants FTX. That's what he gets. Let's get going. All right, let's take it off the 1 second chart. All right, there we go. All right. So let's look at what we got. So we want to come back up and take out obviously our high here, $79. If we close above 80, that's good. Let's put on some charts here. All right, so on the weekly, let's see if we're above this band. All right, so we're holding above the support band here. This is just our 21-week EMA and our 20-week SMA. So as long as you're above that, you can make bigger moves. Everything looks good there. Let's look and see if we've got a golden cross yet. Yep, we had the golden cross right after our death cross. So that's looking good. So good and good. We're above the 50 now. So that's looking good. Let's look at a couple more things I like to see just for the health check. The 8-week, I'd like us to get above that for sure, because look at our last run here. Our last run from last year, we held right above the 8-week simple moving average, which is the blue line here. So right now we're struggling. We're battling with it. If we get above here this week, we close in 4.5 days. If we close here, we need to start holding in as support as we did back here. And then maybe we can get some more moves going. Hopefully that helps. I think that's his name. I don't think he's shilling boss token. Yeah, the 1 second chart's pretty fun just to look at on the time to time. Bitcoin going to get back to 55K while we're streaming? Well, the dominance is still going up. Back to 1 second Bitcoin. Yeah, AMP. We can go look at AMP. AMP's on its own time frame. AMP wants to do what it wants to do, and it's not real concerned about anything else. So AMP has, as you're probably well aware, with your AMP, it makes, you know, power moves briefly, and then it's just like in a lull. It goes back to sleep. It's like it just wakes up, screams for a bit, and then falls asleep. So yeah, I think AMP's gonna do well during this cycle. How high could we go? I don't know. 50 cents would be nice, right? Maybe $1 for AMP, but as long as we're still maintaining above kind of this area, 3.5 cents or so, that's kind of market structure breakdown area. If we start closing under that, that would be a little bit more cause for concern. I know you don't really like to, you don't want to hear me say we can go back to 3.5 cents, but that's kind of like the floor, right? These closing candles back in here, and you can see we've kind of tried to hold above that. You know, now our May drop. Why did we come under here? Well, my guess is momentum. The momentum of the drops just can kind of push you through temporary floors here. So, but for the most part, this is kind of held out. Like 3.5, 4 cents has been kind of your structure floor. So, what I'd like to see in the short term out of AMP is, you know, maintaining, getting back above this kind of level here, which we're trying to do. Right, trend lines are kind of subjective to draw, but just don't draw them through any candles, and you're, you know, theoretically there. But you can see that right there, right? More touch points, the stronger. 1, 2, 3. Got a couple here, and now a couple here. So we need to get above that, and then hold it as support, and then we can make bigger moves. But as you can see, it comes in waves, tidal waves. So when's our next one coming? Well, if history's any occasion, it's got to be pretty soon, or we're gonna come back down and flirt with this 3.5, 4 cents. So let's hope for a more positive upside. What I do like is that we're kind of macro level since May, since our low, we're making higher lows. So let's, if we come back down and we break, you know, this level, if you see us closing under 4 cents, then that would be a cause for concern for AMP. So hopefully that helps you. Yeah, hit the like button if you haven't. Thanks, Michael. Yeah, it's been like 4 months since I've live streamed, so depending on how well this does, it seems like I've got over 1,000 playbacks, so, but only 80 people live, so that's okay. We've talked about maybe we'll do a live stream in the evening at some point, maybe next week, next Wednesday. As the market heats up more, you know, if we get back into price discovery for Bitcoin and we start getting crazy, I'll do live streams weekly, and maybe even do like a morning and evening live stream on a Wednesday or something like that. But I'll be making more videos as well. I'm trying to make at least 2-3 videos a day now. So if you're not subscribed yet, try us out. What's up, Full Thrill? Recognize a lot of old schoolers in here. So I've been making YouTube videos about 10 months now. We're almost at 10,000. I've got to be at 10,000 subscribers by Christmas. That makes it a year. I want 10,000 in the first year. Shouldn't be too much to ask, right? Yeah, I think altcoins can boom once Bitcoin settles down. Once Bitcoin goes sideways for a little bit after this initial move up, certainly these kind of areas is when altcoins explode, right? If you remember back last year when we were having our move, or earlier this year even, right? As Bitcoin moves up, it's hard for altcoins to breathe. These are the areas where altcoins start doing very well again. They play catch up. These areas, Bitcoin still's bullish, right? We're still making, you know, all-time highs, but we take a breather. This is altcoins' time to come out, right? Bitcoin sits down, the kids' altcoins come out to play. So that is exactly when alts fly. And if you even remember even further, Bitcoin peaks out in April. Altcoins peaked out here after Bitcoin shows, has its drop, comes back up. So Bitcoin is bullish and not putting in all-time highs. Those are ideal times for altcoins to absolutely soar. Remove this. We can go look at Zill. We got a request for Zill. I got go about another 8 minutes until noon, and I got to get ready to go get my kids. All right, what do we got for Zill? Let's put on the weekly, get a big picture. Let's get a big picture here. All right, Zill, what do we like? Well, we've left this kind of zone. This is our initial zone. We've got a big jump up here. But what is a little concerning, at least off of the weekly chart, is that we didn't make a new higher high. After this nice move up, we had some consolidation and then put another higher high. Consolidation, move up, another higher high. However, when we came back down this time, we didn't bounce up and make a new higher high. Now, that's obviously because of the May drop, right? But then, Bitcoin's starting to take over now. So it's okay. What I want to see out of Zill is, slowly reversing this trend, this downtrend, this breakdown, and start, slowly building up here, right? Come back down, putting in higher highs. That's what you want to see. And then once you clear, this level here, so if we clear a quarter again out of Zill, then we're ready to roll again. And we could probably make another more substantial move. But until then, you want to make higher lows and higher highs. If we, however, come back down and we, take out this level, if we make a lower low, that would be, the caution zone, which is this closing candle right here, closed at just over 6 cents. So if we close under 6 cents for Zill, that would be a warning sign to me of a potential more breakdown back into this area, this previous consolidation right here. Hopefully that helped. Thanks everyone for joining so far. If you have, I got a free Telegram group if you want. Also have a premium one if you want more content. I do about 5-10 different videos, shorter 2-minute videos on a lot of different coins, market concerns each day on that. And my voice is going great. Let's go look. Yeah, we looked at Luna earlier. If you want to go back in the video, it was pretty early. TradingView tutorial videos. I could try to help with that. What do you have any questions, Athena, specifically? I can try to put some. There's a lot of people that do make those. Thanks, Zad. John, I'll circle back to the Bitcoin thing in just a moment. Where are we at for Bitcoin? We're almost closing in at 55K again. We're almost back to local highs. For Bitcoin, $5 away from 55K. I'll look at XYO in just a moment. 55, we just touched on a 55K. So what I want to watch is over the next coming days of maybe a cool off. We know we don't have to, but if we clear that 60K level, this all-time high closing candle here on the weekly chart, 60K, if you start closing above that on a weekly scale, it's go time for Bitcoin. Until we do that, we're just cautiously optimistic because this could end up being, as much as we don't want to think about it, this could end up being a double top on a macro scale, which odds are probably not, right? But until we close above this line, cautiously optimistic. Once we do that, it's go time. All right, good idea, Johnny. XYO. If you guys got an exchange you'd prefer me to look at these coins on, you just got to let me know. Otherwise, I usually do Binance or Coinbase. All right, so younger coins like this can be harder to, obviously chart, but you can see our initial launch. I try not to look at any coin on the initial launch because they're either usually a catastrophic fall or a catastrophic, explosion to the upside. So it's just trying to find its footing right now. Usually, if you have a really younger coin, you gotta give it some time to breathe here, but not really any structure we can go look at beyond. Maybe go down to the 4-hour if nothing else is working. But we see our low back here. Hopefully we're trying to establish a floor here, which looks like we're probably doing here. So you want to just look right here for the low, and you want to start double bottoming. So we don't want to continue to make a lower low. So if we can somehow hold this level, this lowest closing candle right here, 0.0261, if we somehow start bouncing, what do you want to look for then? Well, hopefully that's your permanent low floor and you're going back to the upside in a bigger way. And how to look for that is you just want to start taking out these local highs. So close above that, be first. So you want to do something like this, take this out, and then second would be this one. So you want to come back up. If you're obviously not going to go straight up or straight down, but you want to start taking out these, and that's how to reverse a trend. And then you're going back to the upside. So far, we're macro downturn trend, but we're trying to establish a floor for the young coin, and now hopefully we're getting ready to go back to the upside. So watch that line, and then watch your previous highs. Hopefully that helped. And my voice is getting ready to go. We got another minute or so. Let's go look at Bitcoin real quick. Hopefully my voice feels. We're back over 55K now. Bitcoin on the 4-hour thing. Look at that candle. 7% in the past 4 hours. We're getting ready to close this candle in 20 seconds. So that'll be noontime. And drawings. So this is the level we want to get to for Bitcoin to really start moving. Not just wick above. We need to close candles above 60K. So we just closed that. Our new candle's getting ready to start. There we go. So right now we're only 9% away from 60K. So that's pretty impressive. BNB. Okay, we'll do BNB. All right, this is the last one. Where is it at here? All right, 4-hour. Let's go to the daily. I probably covered that back in March. All right, let's move that up, put it back on auto. There we go. All right, so yeah, we're still in consolidation for BNB after this substantial move up in February from $30 to hundreds of dollars. That is an explosive move. So that is actually a good sign that we're still in this phase. I know you probably don't want to see that, but for people, I'm trying to find the damn tool. So look at these kind of consolidation areas here, right? That, and then they're big, but this is it. So once we leave this box, we're probably getting ready to do something like this again. So BNB could be at 1,000 in a hurry once we clear these levels. So I would be watching for that all-time high, 686-ish, right in there. Until then, we just want to do what we've just talked about on the other coins. You got to reverse this downtrend right here, which we're starting to do, right? Take out this high, which we've done. Now we want to take out this high, take out these highs. Once we do that, all-time highs are in sight. So watch BNB to clear just over 500. Let's see our all-time high closing candle or local high closing candle right here. Yeah, so 505 on the daily chart. If we close a daily candle above 500, 505, then all-time highs are in sight. I know. I think Link will catch up. I know Dogecoin has a higher market cap. It's ridiculous. Link is just. I think it'll be king of DeFi. You know, people will wake up. I don't know if it's going to take another 3 months, 6 months, a year, next cycle, whatever. Link will have its day though, in my opinion, or a year rather. So I think Link will be well over $100 this cycle. Depending on how long we do. If we take another 12 months, I think Link can be, over 150, approaching 200. As I've said before, I think Link's probably capped out on this cycle, probably around 200, given that's just about it. I don't know if it'll get much higher than that, but I do think it'll be, pretty good. But I'm going to get off now. We've been on for a freaking while. I don't even see how long we've been on. I think it's been about an hour and a half, 2 hours. But thank you so much for everyone that's tuned in. I appreciate it. We'll try to do more of these as the market heats up. And yeah, more to come. Get your requests in. Follow me on Twitter, Telegram, and Patreon if you want to learn more. I have a free Telegram, and then I have a private Telegram. Private Telegram, you get, several different videos a day. Everything should be linked in it's either on my channel below each and every one of my videos. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message on Twitter or whatever. But I will see you the next time. Have a great one, everyone. Adios.